Why? Only 1 in 6 Japanese own a passport. Vocabulary. Factor. The company looked at a number of factors to determine the world's safest airline. Tourism. The new amusement park is expected to boost tourism in the region. Transportation. Singapore has one of the best public transportation systems in the world. Realize. We debated the issue for a few hours before realizing we were never going to agree. Generation. Greta Thunberg has helped inspire a whole generation of young climate activists. My family has been in the U.S. for 5 generations. Boom. The building industry is booming for the first time in decades. Article. Data from Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs shows that only 1 in 6 Japanese people own passports. According to the Global Passport Ranking, Japan has the second strongest passport in the world after Singapore, which means Japanese passport holders can visit 190 countries without needing to get a visa. Despite this, just over 17% of Japanese people own a passport. This is much lower than the 40% of people who own a passport in South Korea or the 50% who own one in the US. One possible reason that fewer Japanese people own a passport is that travel is more expensive now. The weak yen has made travel more costly and prices in other countries keep increasing. But money isn't the only factor. The percentage of Japanese people with passports has been decreasing over the years. In 2013, it was 24%, but by 2021, it was below 20%. Even after the coronavirus pandemic, the number has not increased. During the pandemic, the government held a go-to-travel campaign to help the tourism industry, covering up to 50% of costs for things like hotels and transportation. At this time, many people realized they could enjoy traveling inside Japan just as much as traveling abroad. And with the cost of studying abroad increasing, younger generations in Japan are less interested in trying life abroad, especially compared to those in other Asian countries. According to the Institute of International Education, the number of Japanese students in U.S. universities has dropped 22% compared to before the pandemic. At the same time, tourism in Japan is booming. In 2023, almost 37 million people visited, but only 13 million Japanese people traveled abroad, about half the number before the pandemic.